Thank y'all for being here. Got to go to Athens today and play a veteran team. Start 4 seniors, 1 junior. New coach and Coach Crenshaw is doing a tremendous job with them. They play extremely hard. They had a lot of success early, and just like all of us, we get in the SEC sometimes, and it can be a bit of a challenge. But they've got a really good team, great guard play. You're talking about 2 of the best guards in the league in Griffin and Barbie, and a great point guard in Butler. So, and they're all seniors. I mean, it's hard enough going on the road and playing in this league, and then you got to go play a veteran team like Georgia. It's going to be a tremendous challenge for us.
What's the best game that you guys have played this season to date, and why?
Man, that's a tough question, Adam. We played really well. Both South Florida and Florida games for basically 3 quarters, and obviously the Florida game was on the road. South Florida might as well have been on the road, and so I think those 2 games probably come to mind as the best we've played.
Why?
Just think we came out and established how we were going to play the game early, and we're able to play it for an extended period of time, most of the game, and really never let either one of those teams punch us. They may have made a little bit of a late rally late in the 4th quarter. The game was already over, and I was probably trying to play the clock a little bit, but I really felt like in both those games we never let them punch us, and I thought we came out in both those games and really established how we were going to play the game for an extended period of time and never let up.
With such a big game coming up Sunday, how do you make sure the team's focused in on the one tomorrow?
We hadn't mentioned a thing about Sunday. Yeah, my biggest game on the schedule right now is in Athens, Georgia on Thursday night, and the kids know that, and that's the way you do it. I mean, you got to take them one game at a time.
After what happened on the road at Missouri, does that kind of serve as a little bit of a motivation factor to go back on the road and kind of, I don't know if redeem yourself would be a way to put it, but kind of make up?
Hopefully it got their attention. I think they understand that you can't be distracted. You can't allow yourself to lose your edge. I thought we lost our edge at Missouri, and part of that was my fault. Sometimes when you play certain teams, you go in and you have to be careful about this, and this, because they do this, and this. You don't want to get into any kind of bad situation, and so I'll take responsibility for all of it. But bottom line is I think we lost our edge at Missouri, and that's what I'm making sure we don't lose for the rest of the year.
This is something you had Monday night in the post, especially with Brianna coming on so strong. Does that affect your rotations, or just another luxury you have at this point?
Well, yeah, I mean, Bree's been in our rotation since she got here, and LaCaris did a good job filling that role while she was out. But I thought Bree played well the other night, and 7 rebounds in 17 minutes, and had a real big block, and she just obviously provides a physical presence as well as a speed presence. She gets up and down the floor pretty well. So it adds to our depth, obviously. And she's somebody we desperately need to have. We were fortunate to go 1-1 with her out. It's good to have her back.
It's something that kind of naturally happens everywhere, but your program in particular seems to have a really kind of special connection with the community, and just whether a lot of families are always coming around. You can't walk in the home without seeing kids run around everywhere. How did that happen? Was that intentional? What went on there?
I think it's when you talk about building a program, it's more than just wins and losses. It's more than just who the coach is, who the staff is. And I think, in my opinion, and I said it again this morning with a sports writer, I think our kids have earned the respect of anyone who's ever come in the Hump and watched us play by how they play the game, how they honor the game, and with their effort. And I think parents want their daughters and their sons to see how hard our kids play, how they play the game. They want their kids, if they're going to be in athletics, to be in sports, to play and be aggressive and do some of the things that our kids do, and then the personalities that our kids have. I think that's the infectious piece. I think the other thing that's part of our program is our kids go into the stands after a game. You get to know our kids. They all have beautiful smiles. They have great personalities. I mean, I look up there at y'all, and I got Tierra McCown up there, and she's usually got a kid under each arm, holding on, you know, and now it's not just kids wanting their pictures with my players, it's parents, it's moms and dads, it's students, and so that's part of the program. That's part of building the program, and again, not what we do, but how we do it, and a lot of people don't do that. Even on the road, when we played at Florida, we had 15, 20 fans there. We went into the stands and saw the 15 or 20 from Florida who happened to be Mississippi State Bulldogs. At South Florida, same thing in Jacksonville. So it warms my heart, you know, after a ball game. It's what I really enjoy most, to see our kids, how they interact and their personalities and the relationships that they've built with our fan base. And I think our fans, they like it too.
Are you of the mindset to hold the proverbial carrot in front of your players' noses or whatever, to encourage them to continue to move toward playing that elusive, complete game for 40 minutes?
Well, you know, we talk about all the time about practicing perfect and playing perfect. Probably not going to happen, but what we can do is have perfect effort. And so that's what we talk about, is trying to have perfect effort every day. And then in that ball game, you know, I've talked to them about, I've had a team that's held another team to one offensive rebound and a half. Okay, let's see if we can ever get to the 0, you know, and I don't know that we'll ever get there, but, you know, we do talk about having that perfect game a lot because we try to practice perfect. But you and I both know that it's probably not going to happen, but we do talk about it, absolutely. But one thing we're going to try to give all the time is perfect effort.
You mentioned about Georgia a little bit in your opening comments, but what specifically do they do that's...
Well, they really try to, they'll spread you out in their man offense and get some little big screens, which can be a problem. They've got great guard play, got tremendous shooters, big physical guard, you know, in Barbie. Griffin can really shoot it, and again, a really heady point guard in Butler. So, and then Hempy, she is an ornery cuss inside. She is just an ornery kid that just plays the game like you've got to play it in the SEC. Physical, tough. And she's been to the wars, you know. I've been dealing with her for 4 years here, and it's always, you know, one of Martha's least favorite people to go against every year, because the kid just is fearless, and you got to give her a lot of credit. So, you know, that concerns me, dealing with my sophomore and my freshman down there, having a senior, both ends. So it's going, you know, all those things concern me, but more importantly, I think, is just the fact that you've got 4 seniors over there starting. They've played together. They've been to the wars. They know what it's like to play at the highest level in this league, and so, you know, and they're going to be at home.
I get a kick of watching the players when you go through your circles and squares after every game. How much do you get a sense, or I'm not sure if you've even asked them, about how they feel, how close they've come to playing 40 minutes, not only execution-wise, but effort-wise, with what you want to see from them?
I think they understand that, you know, when we talk after a ball game or we go to film the next day, I think they understand where our shortcomings are and why we have them. And I think they understand their coach and how I want us to play, night in and night out. And again, you know, the Southeast Louisiana game's a prime example. We win by 40, and I'm up here with 3 kids that go, we didn't play very well. I didn't have to tell them that. They knew it. They knew that's what I was going to say when I came in here, because they've been with me long enough and understand it. So I just think that's a good thing. I think that's where we are, and you know, I think our kids understand that.
If you were to look at 17-2 and 4-1, I know sometimes you get into the loopholes mode where maybe Southeast Louisiana is Alabama, but in looking at a game, the overall body of work for how many times that you've come close to playing 40 minutes like you hope or want, where do you think you are? Are you like 28? Are you 30? Are you where you thought you might be at this point in the season?
You know, I don't know that when we started, I don't know. I knew we were going to be very young, and I'm not sure I really had a feel for where I thought we were gonna be. I think we're in a good place. You know, have we played 30 really good minutes? Probably. We played 30 really good minutes a number of times. You know, that first 3 minutes at La Tech was awful. Get down 11-0, and then the next, I don't know, 25, 26 is as good as you can play, you know. I thought the Florida game we opened up played extremely well for basically 3 quarters. In South Florida, same thing. Sometimes you lose your edge a little bit through substitution. You know, you get a lead, you start substituting. So it's hard to judge from a 40-minute standpoint. But you know, where we are today, I'm tickled to death. I'm excited. What I'm more concerned about is I want to be in the same spot at the end of February. That's where I'd like to be. You know, I'd like to be up there in that top 4 and battling and having a chance to really have a great year. So it's nice to be where we are, but you know, we've really done nothing to, you know, nothing's guaranteed in the future, and you're only as good as your last one. So we won our last one, so now we got to move on to the next one.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
All right,
Coach.
thank you.